course, a lot of things happened during the pandemic, but I think it was really disheartening to see so many years years worth of work just kind of being pushed aside just for able-bodied people to still be in the front row and be able to rally for whatever cause they wanted to, which of course all of those causes are valid. But it was similar to how a lot of schools were like, okay, we're going to be online now, but when disabled people needed those resources, it was all of kind of like, we don't have the manpower to do that. So it was kind of disheartening to just have to witness yet again disabled people being pushed to the side and saying that our voices don't matter, or that our voices aren't important enough to be something that should be mainstream or that has the impact to change or whatever. We all have this linear idea of what activism is and what it should be. So we think that if you're not in the streets screaming for hours or making sure that people who are detained or, going to go get them out of jail, et cetera, like we think all of these things is what activism should be. But a lot of times people, again, have this ableist mindset and forget that disabled people do not have, a lot of times we don't have the resources to be able to go out there safely or go out there to make sure that, like a lot of times I think some people, we also kind of push out people who are hard of hearing or deaf. So sometimes what if there's something happening and they don't have the resources to be able to communicate with someone? So things like that. So, and even some of the infographics at times were hard for people with visual impairments as well. So, and I think for me personally, my activism online has been able to rally a lot of people who felt like their voices didn't matter to kind of be able to find themselves and find what that looks like for them. So it's very sad that people consider that to be slacktivism. I think it's a lot of the times it's usually from my friends who are Black and disabled, and that they realize that we have a very similar story, or that they realize that they're not alone. Because when I first started my page, it was very white and I had no one who looked like me. And so it was really disheartening because I was just like, you know what I mean? I thought I was the only one. So a lot of the times the messages that I get are either from Black people who also have disability, or friends who feel very lonely and that they feel like my words have comforted them in some way. That always really brings me like a smile, because I'm like, okay, I've done something today.